Counter-Strike world, well, two prime examples that beg the difference or the question that they can. Number 2 in the world, number 9, they clash, third map. It's all about aim, it's all about brain, and now it's time to see if FaZe Clan can really return to nuke, or if that mousesports momentum has been picked up on train. We're into the action and boosting up short. The CTs look like they want to be bringing some of the fight fast up mid.
Now remember, a knife round was used to decide who will be starting the T side here. Mousesports will end up with the more advantageous start, I suppose, but you would normally pick CT to begin with. It's kind of counterintuitive. We'll get into that later as the long take will come through. A single smoke deployed and make it 2 actually, as the second one will be coming in a little bit later. Robs the cross and coldzera to strike.
Oh, Nico only had 1 moment before the flash did catch him. He did manage to find a frag already, though, and boosting up coldzera, he stays crouched and still finds the headshot on the tiniest margin. Chris will knock him off his perch. 3v2. Olof desperately trying to claw one back before he faces long. If they can get one off the side, they can't. Chris J and Woxic hitting some bangs.
Yeah, they certainly did, didn't they? What a fantastic approach from mousesports. Getting that long control, an early smoke to kick things off while they ascertain control of the pits and, of course, that car position. Once they had, the second smoke comes through and the Glock shots didn't miss. Even with a nice boost from coldzera, they were unable to deny the plant, and it is mousesports running away with the round with some fantastic shots as well on jumping CT players. As they force by in the second round, they're going to bring out CZs and Desert Eagles. A shot rattles off through the double doors, but no damage inflicted.
Hello.
A B rush, Chad. We don't like these in this sort of round, and maybe we're about to find out why. Yeah,
it comes down to the Deagle of Brokey, and he's done well to get 1.5. But simply just not enough. The site will be lost, the retake's impossible, and this force bite will be brought into the third instead. I guess kind of a second bite of the cherry.
Of course, and at this point, you got to hold on to what you can, look for some exit kills. And the reason you don't want to rush B on against a force bite, especially against FaZe, had there been 2 players there, and they're anticipating it in any sort of way. Problem 1 is that you don't have the information. They've smoked the crossover doors. You don't know if 5 players on the other side. You're basically going in blind and hoping for the best. I guess the best bit of information you can really gather is watch the demos in FaZe and see their tendencies in these sort of rounds, what they usually do. If they don't notice you stat B, you're probably pretty safe to do so. But I never like calling this, because if it goes wrong, it looked like you've just made a very lazy call, and it could have been avoided.
One of the things that may play in from this fast B from Mouse is the idea that, hey, we have this in our arsenal and we want to pull it off. Now, it seems silly for me to be saying, you know, fast B is a strategy, but in terms of the way that you run into the site, the flashes you're going to use, who's flashing late, where the smokes are landing, that's all part of a round, right? And we saw what Fnatic were able to do with B rushes with the last set of groups we had from the European side of things. They made it work until the adjustment came in from the CTs dropping a more shallow Molotov into the tunnels and then mowing them down as they tried to exit through the gray screen of the smoke. And let's see if it takes FaZe as long to adjust as what it did Fnatic's foe. But it will be just the pistols carried across. There's a Zeus in the hands of Brokey, so I hope we get to see that one used. I'd love to have a crack at making the noise again.
The sound effect is effective, and so is Nico's shot. He actually hits Woxic and Chris J. Oh, mama. He only saw one of the 2 targets he's managed to cut down to size, both of them now in the 50 health region.
That is one of the best starts you can have, because it puts the T's on notice. We can see they're not opting for anything fast, and now as they limp around the map, those 2 individuals will have to be a lot more cautious. Make it 3 individuals.
Oh, he's
Stealth shots now. Just connecting left and right. Nico, he might have done enough here. Carrigan down to 9. He finds Chris J as well. There's 2 players towards short, but they've expended most of the bullets of their pistols. But it doesn't seem to matter. They'll use their oppositions. A team kill comes through, and we have ourselves a 4-on-3 scenario. coldzera, if he gets to 1 DK here, call the round done. He might be on for another as well. Swings around the corner. He's doing so much damage. He hit the 3rd as well. Down to 13 points of health. FaZe have managed to pull the round back after losing the first 2. It's an unlikely 3rd round victory. My goodness, the scout delivered on all fronts. And remember, they didn't force buy into that round. They saved weapons from the 2nd round force buy and brought it over to the 3rd. As Alex put a second bite of the cherry, and it works out to be a delicious one.
Yeah, that is as sweet as can be outcome for FaZe Clan. They do manage to overcome what looked to be an impossible 2nd round and just have another go. This time they had Nico's scout, and it was so effective.
Well, well, well. FaZe Clan on their feet.
Missed Xbox smoke, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't see it down.
I can jump in, boys. What happened? They threw a molly down,
Ah.
I
and
did
then
hear
it
an
landed on the molly.
So that's a new part of the game. We haven't seen many CTs throw that in. Thank you, Green, for providing that information.
It's good to have Green on standby. He's in all of our matchmaking games, and he's here.
It's always good to have a bit of intel. And we'll see now, mousesports trying to hunt for summons. They go towards long. Olaf Meister with the Mac 10, he won't usually see CTs pick that weapon up, but it makes sense for this sort of round. But the blue box, it's one of the most commonly overlooked positions, and now starting to be checked more often than not. We'll see the scout retreat as Nico continues to find skulls here. Frozen's removed, and at this point, Voxic will have a very tough task and make his way towards A. Nico takes him down, and it's a very, very nice finish towards the end of the round. 4 kills in total, all with the scout, 2 of them with delicious headshots as well.
Nico's really had some time to think, hasn't he? You know, this hiatus, you described it in the pre-match. I think that's definitely helped Nico refine and find that passion once again.
There's the molly rush was talking about, and the smoke lands directly on it.
Because it does bounce, right? The Xbox smoke?
Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. If they don't have another variation of the Xbox smoke to keep in mind, FaZe may have taken that out of the game, but the playbook already. Will be an eco coming out now from mousesports, as their buyback attempt was nowhere near as successful as what FaZe's was, and now they'll be gallivanting up catwalk with the Glocks in hand to meet their demise momentarily. Rain's grenade. It's not even going to need to sail through the air because Nico will just continue the scout domination.
What is his
Look at
accuracy?
this. Every single shot just seems to hit.
I feel like he's hit 80% of the shots he's released.
5 assists already.
Yeah. He's killing them, I think it's safe to say.
And he's been upgraded to, now I like to call this one the Mega Scout, otherwise known as the AWP.
Yeah, otherwise known as
Well,
that.
I think we
Mainly
should
the
maybe
Mega
start
Scout.
calling it the Mega Scout,
Yeah,
and then if the AWP catches on, we'll start calling
We'll
it
see
that.
if the AWP catches on, but Mega Scout, of course, is the main name, and we will see Nico upgrade from Scout to Mega Scout now. See if he's going to be taking that one towards long. Chris J's just going to be throwing out the same utility you would have thrown if you had gone fast out blue bin. This time, no one's out there with him. Look at all of that FaZe util. God, Molotovs, nades, and 2 full clips of M4 from Rain. He's put a lot down range and has nothing to show for it.
Nico currently 3-0 in opening duels. You can see why. Amazing scenes from him, the individual skill displayed tonight. Counter-Strike, it can't get much better than what he's put down on the server today.
There's only so many, I mean, shots he's missed. There may be more. With his AWP now flashed up the angle, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Chris J will behead him, and now the A site should be Mouse's. There's nothing Rain can do. They'll be anticipating the crawl up from CT, and oh, more than anticipate, they'll be preparing for. Just finds enough of a head to punish Frozen. He's caused a lot of problems. The bomb will go down. Moxic's trying to make that happen. But 4 CTs for FaZe's retake. They have all the tools. It's going to come down to execution.
I felt like mousesports have quite the advantage here. This kill could decide it all, though. The HE grenade will do some damage, but only a very light amount, and it's going to be Rain to fall back. Like we said, not known to be an AWPer, and we'll see if he can nail a shot. Not feeling himself, and he will be losing the weapon. Same story for coldzera as well.
He could have added to that stat line,
He could
guys.
have done. It was getting up there. I think Zipex is in a similar boat with that stat line. There's a couple of players out there who just don't use the snipers at all.
I might have to check it out here. Once this bomb goes off, we will be jumping into Skybox. I want to show you something that Rain did that a lot of people could probably bring as a protocol into their own game. So Nico drops off. He's going to get isolated, and he's going to die here. Now, what I want to talk about is Rain and this position right now. He can hear them all elephant foot onto the site. What you want to do is wait until the straggler, which we can see is Frozen, is on his own, and then you can take a one-on-one duel with these 3 individuals all focused over towards long. So you want to allow them to scale on up and see if you can isolate a single fight. Rain did that perfectly there. Unfortunately, not the round.
Yeah, but it is, you know, it feels quite helpless as a CT coming
Definitely
from CT.
so, yeah.
But having some degree of flight path and understanding as to how you're supposed to approach it, that's a bonus, and so is that. 2 early frags. coldzera's brought the fight to mousesports, and he's got a triple kill straight up the lower tons. 3rd kill comes in on Robs. And he's managed to make this fourth round a walk in the park. The sun is shining, there's nobody around, and he's having a good time. 0-0-6 worth highlighting now that if Frozen goes down in this 2v5, he will be joining the Secret Service.
Cold literally just ran through doors and took the mid fight there. Like, it wasn't even at the start of the round. Like, he just saw them barreling down and took the fight.
That's the Nico special. Like, that's normally his thing.
Yeah. Well, punches are definitely being thrown here. Flash will push Nico off the line. Woxic now does his best to see if he can take him out of the equation.
Not really much chance for mousesports to find the round here, but making it expensive would be worthwhile. Up towards long they go. Woxic will have 19 points of health. Frozen, if they are going to win this round, will have to do absolutely everything. He is capable, but maybe not so much in Dust2. 0-6 right now, as Alex has already explained. 30 seconds, flashbangs, incendiary, smokes being deployed to allow Olofmeister some wiggle room here on the A site. Puts himself in an angle you just can't predict at this stage. Nico, beautiful shot, the AWP. That's from Gandalf and Frozen. Well, he's been put under a spell as well. It's going to be Olof to close things out, as we'll find ourselves a 4-3 scoreline.
Here we go.
coldzera just pushing middle here, getting it done, and it's a really beautiful finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's a push that not many players have the confidence to go for.
No one. I don't remember the last time on a full gun round I ever remember seeing a CT-sided player swing out middle like that and take those fights. I have been monitoring the situation on B with Brokey's tendencies. The only time he hasn't gone close to throw that Molotov was when they knew they were up against an eco, where he went through window and played more passive. But it looks like
Here we are.
no Brokey on B, just Cold. So they've done a 4-man A-lane. Brokey's going to get over to things late.
Does get over in the nick of time. He'll be doing coldzera's role in the setup you described. Cold baited in by Brokey, actually.
Oh.
The bomb is on the back of Carrigan, bear in mind. He's out alone in middle.
A bomb's an upper dark.
Oh,
I
it's
think
up
it's
and up,
the
okay.
angle of the monitor.
Right, yes, it got me.
It gets me every time. Rain, coldzera will find the opening stragglers, though. They came out on their own, and now the body of the assault is there. Brokey doesn't have to take this fight, but he stands his ground, and through the smoke, they'll connect. A full team ace on the B here from Mouse.
Wow. Well, that B bomb side doesn't seem to be a problem.
No, maybe stay away from there for a second or two. I think Mouse have to eco right now. We've got the highest, I think, was 2.8. You can see here the flashes coming in to assist with this. Nico,
yeah, that's
team player.
It's all about the Nico flashbang there. Coming through the double doors, we're seeing a lot of that these days because the B bomb site has so many vulnerabilities in the last 6 months. A lot of teams focus on these B splits. So playing 2 players inside and having backup when they swing, that flashbang is so important. And you can see them reaping the benefits, as we'll see the full eco come through as well. Just Eagles, 1 set of Kevlar, that's for Chris J. And here comes Carrigan, straight out middle. And, well, it won't last very long.
Nico holding the angle to cover both off. It's an exposure of himself, but he knows he's up against the demons. So he doesn't live in too much fear. Good damage inflicted by Cold. He just cut Frozen down to 10 HP with that rather sporadic spray.
Spams, nades, smokes, frags, everything falling against mousesports right now. You do not want to allow FaZe to have clean rounds. That is one thing that you need to avoid, and that's 2 back-to-back.
They've got 4 AK-47s at AWP. They're hitting every single shot at this point. They're on Dust2. Everything is pointing towards a FaZe victory right now in terms of this first half.
Yeah.
And I guess the only benefit is they don't have Kriegs. Nico carrying on from Train. 10 kills, 5 assists, 4 flash assists as well. 126 ADR and 4 and 1 in opening duels. He really is having a barn burner of a game out there.
I just went back and looked at that flash that he did coming into that B site. It blinded all 3 players of mousesports.
He must have done that from just
exit.
in front of CT spawn, right?
He was just leaving spawn and it comes on over. It looked perfect.
Yeah, that's... we used to call that the God Flash and Source. That was back in the day.
Nade in his hand and humiliated. Oh dear. Frozen, quick response. That will keep the round favorable for Mouse. Otherwise, that bomb could have got completely and totally reinforced and defended. Instead, we will find ourselves back into the 4v4. And bomb scooped up now by Frozen.
Can reload whenever he feels like it. 11 bullets.
Ah, yes, astute observation. That could be a haunting mistake. This is too, though. What's it? Doesn't miss that one. Doesn't miss many.
Brokey's in trouble. He's left on an island right now. He has to defend against all four.
Good
He stands up.
Yeah, he's done all he can to fend them off and buy some time here. Olofmeister with the flank gets the bomb as well.
Slow it down.
That's going to slow it right down. Everyone just needs to chill at this point. Olof doing anything but, and it still works out for him. The pre-fire towards the cubby. Somehow, Robs doesn't take him down. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think Olof's aggression there, maybe he didn't realize he killed the individual with the bomb.
No, he must have done. It comes up in the radar. It drops on the floor like in a big red glowing orb. Like, I felt like he did know. Like, right then, he's got 2 seconds to just ascertain that information. Someone would have called bomb down, but he didn't know that player was there. It's a great shot, a fantastic reaction. Chad said, you don't want them to have clean rounds, because once they get warmed up, difficult to get them out of that zone.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can force the CT side out of this zone right now. They are just flowing. Still, 2 preserved AK-47s. coldzera trying to jump for info, but this is more than he bargained for. Chris J has slipped the net, got himself an M4 and armor. Fortunately for FaZe Clan, Brokey doesn't have to sweat too much about middle. He's now covered and supported by his team. It will be B. And Brokey tucked in on exactly what we talked about. Rain responsible for middle, but he has his back turned too. And with only 1 kill, Brokey could get sussed out by Rain here. He's leaped into the site, and he's doing a fantastic job. There we have it. FaZe do overcome it. It looked positive for mousesports. They do well to find that opening frag, but 8-3.
So right now for mousesports, we haven't even been able to see them get into the flow of the game. It feels like it's not like they've done defaults, get the cat control, do the A execute, do some fakes of that, and or they're already 8 rounds in the hole. So right now, you can't establish what flow to the game you want. You just need to hope that you can battle back in and see if you can get the 7. Pass mid play again. There won't be the coldzera swing this time round. Lots of nades being thrown out long by the CTs just to make sure that doesn't leak at all. And now, mousesports will have the map control they desire. It just depends on where they want to finish.
8-3.
Happened so quickly, didn't it?
It did, out of nowhere. It felt like this was going to be another close one. We were at 3-3 at one point. Ever since then, though, 5 rounds in a row for FaZe, and convincing ones at that. Finally, though, some T-weaponry being taken out of their ranks. They have a couple of M4s in the mix. Some good news. There's a double orb setup, though, to answer back. And Chris J spots one in spawn, but needs to be very careful. Flashbang about to be thrown. It's HE instead. I don't think they'll do a ton of damage. Barely any. As we'll see Chris J survive. And Carrigan dropped down. Going for the double, and he's nailed it.
Carrigan, you need to stop, and it's Olofmeister's sentiment too. Will hit the shot and tuck in before the short players can start casting their eyes. He's got a chance here to level the tide. He will have the long player to draw attention his way. Spray, good enough. But there's more where that came from, and it's down to Rops in support. They will find the frags they needed. mousesports, a must-win round on the board converted. 4 now to 8. They need everything they can get on this T side. And Carrigan, how many times has this happened in the series where it looks like mousesports are broken, out of chances, out of ideas, and then Carrigan has a hero multi-kill?
Honestly, that's why I've been kind of tracking his individual progress every time I watch them play. The last few events towards the end of the year 2019, same thing was happening. Carrigan would get them back into these series with these clutches. He's got a massive brain on him, and we'll see now another aggressive approach here from FaZe Clan. It works out with that first kill. coldzera taken down with the AWP and T spawn. And Frozen, what are you up to, my friend? Trying to get into all those long doors with his all sorts of battles going on across the map here.
They've been kept very quiet, haven't they? Carrigan got 2 kills in the last round. Before that, only had 1. Oh, hold up a second. I thought that was about to start escalating, but Chris J,
what was this?
I don't know. He's sitting in his own smoke. I'm not sure what his game plan is right now. Brokey will find one.
He wants the rotate from CT. He wants a lackadaisical CT rotate. That's what he wants, but Rain's not going to give it to him. Just, yes, he is. That's enough to bait him out. And Chris J wasn't watching. Will get the frag eventually. Does suggest it was perhaps just a happy byproduct of the utility being thrown out towards CT. So Brokey is the B player, and he has not got a chance versus that double peak.
Yeah, they've whittled this down very well. Process of elimination on the rotation since coldzera went down after that opening with Carrigan in middle. And now we know how difficult the B bomb site can be to retake here. Olof will do his best to alley-oop Nico through dark with the flash. It comes on in. He can scope up. But how long will he look towards the back of platform? knows he's there now. At this point, you need to be saving.
Yep, you absolutely do, especially the AK up as well. Nico is not that way inclined. It's going to be Olaf Meister now, holding them in towards the bomb side if possible. He would do very well to get one more kill. Not going to happen. Voxic will take him. Their money's still strong. That's why they're going for it. But it would like to hold on to the AWP and the AK just for the double pro setup, or the AK-47 in general for the CT side. So getting to the bookend now, this first half phase. The fact they've got 8 rounds already, Chad, this is considered a T-sided map at top of Counter-Strike. So they're in a great position.
The thing is, they were probably on the table to get 10.
Yeah.
Now that Mouse have bounced back with 2 on the trot here, this could easily be an 8-7 half, especially if FaZe lose this round right now. Their money, it's not looking great after this.
Yeah, it's down to the nitty-gritty. Voxic pays quite the price for overstaying his welcome, but he baits Olaf into the hunt. Carrigan got out long doors early and hits a lovely shot in support of Chris J's flash. And now early advantage for mousesports has been taken. It's down to FaZe for a mid-round call now. Trying to level the odds. They've put their CT eggs into one basket. The basket's got a Sharpie and a label on it that's written A.
So right now, mousesports can just play this situation as Na'Vi would. You know, throw out some nades, force the CTs to either react or peek. If they don't, they'll probably use utility to hold you at bay, and then just re-hit long really late. We've been talking about this puzzle piece. Well, Mouse have just been able to turn it into the long corridor, and one member flanking in the lower tunnels right now. Here are those smokes. Should be landing now. FaZe have to hit some big shots.
Rain might be the man to do it. We said he's heralded as one of the best Dust2 riflers in the game right now. Let's see if he can live up to expectations. coldzera swinging in. He can't get much done. This is the kill that might decide it all. Rain waits for the flashbangs, but Chris J delivers. He's got the bomb on his back, and it looks like it might be planted. Nico, the last line of defense, and he's missed the shot. Molotov goes down, and that's going to be him pinned with his back to the wall.
Yeah. His mission just changed from assault the site to escape the site, and Rops could not be in a better position to deal with this one. Nico does do well to get the information for free and safely, but now he's got to win this duel to get out, and Rops isn't going to make it easy for him. Just the tip of his head showing before Nico is forced to watch Brokey save. So are we, though. That will be 6 for mousesports, and they are, as you said, Chad, poised for a 7th as well.
Yeah, it looks very likely at this point of the game. Even with this saved rifle from Brokey, it feels like they haven't gone B much at all. The round that they did was when Cold was solo after they did the 4-man A-lean. They locked that down. I think that was a flawless round at that point. So Mouse have been finding their success by milking out these duels and then late round making the right decisions. So FaZe are going to feel like they've dropped the ball in this half. To lose 4 on the trot just before halftime, it's going to be a pretty deflating feeling right there. And Carrigan continues to find these openings, right? He only has 4 kills, but he's directly responsible for 2 round wins. And that's not even including the calling. We have no idea what he's saying.
Good point. Well, final round of this first half. mousesports managed to pull 3 back in a row. Scouts are out. FAMAS's and Deagle for Rain. This is where he does his best work, though, towards short. Waiting for that flashbang. A bit of distraction from his teammate here. Voxic only on 7 kills. Really quiet showing from him this evening. Referred to as one of the best snipers on Dust2. Good nades coming through. A lot of damage. Only to 1 player, though. That's Voxic down to 54. Coming out to that 1-minute mark, and still in a default formation. 1 outside long. It's going to be frozen. We have Rops towards upper B, holding for any pushes. And 3 setting up for the mid approach here. Smoke down towards CT spawn. Flash coming through. And it's coldzera to defend.
Both smokes usually means one thing. This corner, however, is often overlooked. And again, it works out. It seems that both somebody and coldzera from today's games have got the answer to the CT smokes.
That's a good dink as well. coldzera was coming for a 3rd. It's going to be converted by Nico. His final round looks to be falling in their favor. Why are they being so aggressive, Chad? I have no idea. They'll get the kill required at 3 versus 1, but Rob's making a lot of noise now. I don't think he stands a chance. He has got the flashbang, a smoke and a Molotov, but he needs to find 1 quick kill first. And Brokey, he'll give himself up, and still FaZe a little bit precarious there towards the end, but still 9-6 at their CT side should be enough for them to close this series out. mousesports certainly will have other ideas. We'll take a quick break and see who concludes this one.
I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight we go inside. The man, he is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your mission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt.
This is your head-to-head, and we've put our heads together. We aren't sure how this one's going to shape up, but FaZe Clan made a pretty strong case for them going and picking up their second win so far, their time here at EPL. It's been short. Of course, second game for FaZe, first for mousesports, and first chance to really see them back in action. What have they been up to during the break? Well, some evidence to suggest that both teams have been hard at work, because we have had some world-class Counter-Strike over the course of these 3 maps, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to watch, I have to say. And it all comes to a head here. Third and final map, couldn't be closer. And we'll see Frozen flashed off to kick things off, and it's going to be Carrigan to provide that flashbang. It leads to a second kill, this time in favor of FaZe in the P250 array. It can't quite strike yet, and he's being hunted down.
He saw 2, so at least that information to his teammates has come on in. But
so he's drawn them towards long. That's actually okay. They're going to go back towards middle. They're not. They continue their assault towards A. I'm surprised that information gathered. They didn't fall back. Either way, they continue to try to get this bomb down. It looks like to be working out very well indeed. Just one player remaining. That's Carrigan at this point, as he'll have 3 kills to find, a bomb to defuse, but at least he has got a kid.
Nose pressed to the monitor now, Carrigan. He's got some long-range shots to hit. He did actually tap away at Cold Zero through the corner of that box, but it's Brokey in the middle of CT. Keeping it nice, wide, and open. That's going to be the double digits found off the pistol. FaZe fans let out a sigh of relief.
yeah, well, they were in this game with losing the pistol round. Then Nico had the scout, right? They had those 2 rounds, and they were able to do a lot of damage there. Let's see if the scouts on the other side of things, this time in Woxic's hands, will be just as potent. Difficult to think so, as Mouse did operate with a mid-anti-eco approach in their half. This time around, we can see, well, it's going to be B from FaZe Clan. Actually, this is exactly the same as how last half kicked off.
Yeah, except Chris J is going to get completely and totally overwhelmed. Rob's tagged up through the doors as well. He's running out of options with his Desert Eagle now.
Yeah, this might be another save the 4 pistol scenario. We'll see if they want to fancy a go at this one at all.
Well, you guys like some cherries, right? They might want another bite as well.
They could do.
See how many times...
It's getting quite whittled away now, that single cherry we keep referencing.
Yeah, take a little nibble.
Nothing but the
stem?
The stone, yeah.
Is it a pip or a stone?
Ooh, I think it's a cherry pip.
Pip or pit?
Cherry stone.
I thought there's a pit, isn't that one as well?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a pit.
Well, I think
pip is in an apple.
Peaches have pits.
Oh,
Yes.
here we go.
Apples have pits.
Yeah.
And
no, apples are pips.
Pips. Oranges have pith. That's what the white stuff's called.
Why don't we just say,
Well, I'm just confused now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
but they're seeds.
Yes.
So we could just call them all seeds.
Yeah, it's their reproductive organs. We could call them genitals if we want,
yeah,
Chad. It wouldn't be right.
Fruits, genitals.
Oh, come on,
So
guys.
the apple's fruit genitalia is called the...
Yeah.
I'm going to put my hand up here. I used to work
He actually did, by the way.
in Woolworths as the produce manager in a store called Dog Swamp, where I had to deal with fruit and vegetables on the daily.
I find it really funny that Woolworths in Australia served food. In the UK, it just served like children's toys and
Sweets.
sweets.
Yeah.
That was, we called that version of our Woolworths Big W.
The big dub.
Big W's.
To B-Rush again.
And a
looking for the big dub, Alex. I knew you were going there. We both were trying.
So predictable. I hate it.
Double nade.
Does it count? Maybe it does. Frozen's naded his teammates and Brokey, but into the B side they go. And this second bite we talked about comes down to Chris J, who's just staring at the floor. He is hoping
This
to
can actually
ninja.
work. This could work. They can win this
Hello.
round. They can win this round off his play. The bomb goes down, and at this point, Carrigan swings in. It's a 3 versus 1 out of nowhere. The USP hiding at the back of the site. More heroics from Chris J. He's done enough here, almost certainly. Nico is biding his time.
Oh, God.
They know exactly where he is. He's got a flashbang to try and dig himself out of his own grave here, and he'll have the strike now. It's Chris J with a USP. They didn't check that key position, Chad. It cost them the round.
So now mousesports go on a streak of 8 rounds in a row, I believe it was, or 7, something along those lines.
For a perfect mirror.
And then we can basically keep this one looking the same. Here's the double nade. It's going to be his teammate and the enemy. So Robs did enough.
He just hides at the back. They
I've
don't
never
check
seen
it.
that.
And of course, he finds the C4 carrier first. Absolute pandemonium ensues. The CZ swings through and the round falls apart. That was a gimme for FaZe and they fluffed it.
Oh, it's going to be, yeah, there's some frustration being taken out by Nico as he knifes the wall. He
Yeah.
knows, like,
well, they'll never let that happen again, at least. That
The
will never,
ramifications.
ever happen again.
no, that's true. You learn your lessons. These are the lessons you only learn once.
Yeah.
We did miss a little detail towards the end of that first half, guys. I know there's lots of details flying around here, but Rain, he managed to get an AWP kill. Apparently as the
I
final
wasn't tracking
kill
that, you're
onto
right.
Rops.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So 3 AWP kills in...
Since Cold and Brokey joined,
Since Cold and Brokey have
he's had
joined.
3 AWP kills
He's
now.
had 3 AWP kills.
Unless he got one in the series the other day, but I don't remember it.
You know what? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's just a fun little
It's
tidbit.
just for fun. Thank you for the correction, though.
No worries.
Welcome to the ASMR castings desk. The 60 seconds.
Can Henry whisper?
He's not very good at that.
Okay.
He could try, though.
How do you know he's whispering when you whisper, though?
That's true. I can still tell it's you.
I can definitely still tell the tone of the voice. Oh, great exchange. That's the instant trade. How can you be any quicker than that?
I don't think you can. Frozen is going to be tested on Goose. They are preemptively aiming. If they get this cleanly, a bomb plant is on the cards, but I don't know if there's going to be anything more. Brokey's burning, down to 60 already, and he will go down with the ship. Good work to get the bomb plant.
And good work from the ASMR, if you don't mind me saying. And we'll get into the next round here. It's going to be quite clean from mousesports in general. They will recover the AK-47, of course, and the AWP will remain into the next round. Carrigan picks it up from Voxic's corpse after finding 2 kills. The bomb's planted. That's all FaZe really wanted out of the round. As we get into the next one here, we are going to have around $6,000 on average for FaZe. You can see them getting a nice bit of loss bonus at this stage, and we'll see the 1D from Nico incredibly fast, as you boys pointed out. And Carrigan, that was the key fact for me. If he goes down to the 1D there was a real chance FaZe win it. But he nails it, gets both the kills, and we find ourselves with an 11-8 scoreline. 2 rounds in a row for mousesports, but money there now for FaZe. Kriegs are coming out. They're certainly not the same way inclined as mousesports are, trying to keep the Krieg out of the CT hands. Their plan is just not to die.
They have some
And
catching up to do, I think,
Yeah, I
Henry,
guess
as
they
far as
probably-
the scope rifles are
They
concerned.
just need the round at this point, regardless of what weapons their opposition has.
Yeah, and the point Chad's making as well is that FaZe have been quite slow to monitor the trend. They've been the baby boomers in this scenario, and lots of Zoomers, such as the Frozens and Brolins of the world, really picked up the Krieg and ran with it. These guys are a little slow to adapt. You can't blame them, considering, of course, with such a long and storied career, your muscle memory is so developed to that rifle that you are going to be more stubborn. And
I think
stubborn's
we
a
all
word for
expect.
FaZe.
I think we all expect a Krieg nerf at some point too, or at least we hope.
Yeah, and I've always argued quite sternly against the argument of we're not using it because it's going to get nerfed. I always think that's
agree.
like the dumbest thing you could say to me in the argument for the Krieg. Nice work, though. Chris J catches Brokey.
This double AWP setup is now fully in swing here. Chris J looking very agile across the map, and that's left FaZe with the decision to end up towards the B side. Look at him keep moving
there,
around.
This is dynamic AWPing 101. He's even not going to overstay his welcome on B. He's going to be jiggling for middle, clears that one out for his teammates so he can stay in his passive line. And now the utility's being deployed. This is the dribble smoke. If you want a definition of it, that's what Henry's referencing when he talks about it.
It allows you to get outside of the main choke point and hopefully bust through towards the side. But Robt, he's been baited into perfection here. He doesn't have to swing. Chris J has done such good work here to find in this position. The barrel of the AWP sticks out. Nico will bayonet him with it, but still, that's not quite enough. The perfect B hold there, Chad. You can't be mad about that one. Chris J taking all that aggro. Robt is going to get 2 or 3 kills, whatever happened at that point, as they find their 9th round. It is pretty much exactly what happened on Train.
Yeah, we are seeing similar themes. We even have those similar themes on Nuke. Remember, we had the Karrigan and Nico rounds. They're both getting around to ladder. The CT vent plays with the smokes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if these guys are, you know, trying to copy one another here, but the themes are the same.
Isn't it? It may be, just maybe, they're cut from the same cloth. That's why they butted heads in the leadership role. Brokey, I thought he had a cool lineup on a tire, but then I saw he had no nades. He was just genuinely hanging out.
Looking at the tire, yeah.
Looking at the tire.
So once we master the ASMR, which I think we're pretty close to,
I think so.
How long until we start the OnlyFans account?
I've already got one.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't kept that. I keep that one relatively private.
Well, I guess that puts a stop to my questions.
Yeah, it's just all of the hottest CS smokes you can possibly imagine.
That wouldn't be a bad account, considering the lack of resources out for CS smokes right now. I would pay and subscribe for that. I'm down.
People are trying, but they never seem to land.
If I had the motivation, the skills required, the time to do anything about this, I would do it, but someone should make a proper resource or update one. As we see the double kill come in from Frozen, he might even go for the ace here, as they're so flashed, they're locked out. Olof might get one with the deagle here, but it would be a bit of a steal if he did. He knows it. Just trying to find 1 kill if possible. Gets dinged, and down he goes. Frozen will find double digits for mousesports, 11-10. I'm going to say it, boys. mousesports, I feel like they're replicating their form on Train. Once they get their heels stuck in, they should be closing this one out.
I think that FaZe Clan probably have at least 1 or 2 more strategies that they might want to bust on out. Losing that opening pick early really hurt them in the previous and left them with that B finish. But right now, I'm hoping to see something with a bit more conviction, where they go straight into a play off of the bat and don't leave it until those last 30 seconds. Because that didn't seem to work for them very well on Train.
Oh. Good flash from Rain. Karrigan's flash and Woxic's there as well. You can see the barrage of CT flashes has completely quashed the long take.
Yeah, well, if they have got any tactics up their sleeve, it's going to have to be different than the long take. That hasn't worked out for them at all. Not even really inflicting any damage there. Frozen will get both frags. Doesn't look to be happy with that just yet. Firing off the eagle shots, and the nade will follow up as well. coldzera won't take too much damage, but he sits in the smoke trying to get that advantage you'll be talking about all week. When the smoke fades, the player sat inside said smoke will actually have somewhat of an advantage. It comes down to milliseconds, but he can actually have a bit of vision before the CT can.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't advise people in their matchmaking games to go crouching in smokes.
No.
But when it's a game
it's very nuanced and situational.
Yeah.
You have to understand how it works and when you have the advantage. But yeah, don't just go sit in a smoke thinking you're going to get killed. That's not really how
it is not a guarantee. It may look that way, but as the way you've highlighted, it's, you know, in a game where everyone is so close in individual skill, the tiniest of advantages.
There are some things that only work in pro play because of pro play protocols, right? We'll get into that later.
Yeah, that's a whole podcast.
Yeah, Brokey will be finding 1 kill and bringing it back to a 3-on-3 here. Nico up towards short. Players behind him.
Oh, the jump.
Noise.
Did he hear it?
No, he didn't because the Molotov was down, but he still nails the shot. The 180 from Nico as he was making his way towards short. He definitely didn't hear that. He just threw that Molotov. He swung around as the first bullet was being fired at coldzera. He'll keep this lead intact.
They've stolen this.
Yeah, this is
3v5. This was a 3v5.
Daylight robbery. Huge connection. coldzera did well. He just waited outside that smoke to catch the player on A. The AWP will be forced to be saved now. And you said, despite that early disadvantage, double kill on long to start this off in favor of mousesports. And FaZe have managed to not get away as well. Jumping across on the flashbang, love to see it. They know where Chris J is. That's information that Nico probably would have been willing to punish on if it wasn't such a deep stage of the game with his money. In the state it is. Chris J will just be looking to keep hold of his AWP, and there's no one to challenge, so all good in the hood. FaZe 12.
Yeah, and you've just summarized it perfectly. They should never have had a shot.
But how did they? How did they make that shot?
Look, it all actually comes down to the Nico kill. because even the ones they get across to long that they're able to pick on up here, the round's still manageable at that point. Rops has the drop on Nico, and he still is able to spin. Here it is. So he's looking through his own Molotov, checking the smoke, gets shot at, spins, takes the time to make sure it's pixel perfect, shoots the one bullet and takes down Rops. And at that point, well, they're locked out. They're able to plant the bomb, and Christian has no option. And now they have to take a tactical timeout to discuss their options here.
Brought to you by the US Air Force, Chad, and we'll be seeing if mousesports can actually find their way back into this one. After fighting 4 rounds in a row, they give one up. Knowing the money's going to be relatively low for FaZe here, there is a good chance they can take this round, get themselves back into it. They've still got $10,000 on Christian after reinvestment here, so they've got plenty of money, that's for sure. A double orb setup brought out once again. Voxic to show us the power of his AWP on Dust2, which I don't think has been fully realized at this point. I've built him up too much, I think, coming to this one. This series, he hasn't delivered. He hasn't looked his best. There still is time in these last few rounds for him to show us what he's made of, but we haven't had a crazy Voxic moment on Dust2 yet.
No, it has been a bit of a quiet day from him in general. So not activated right now, but as we said on Train, he is a necessary component if they want to get victories against a team like FaZe. Flashes over towards middle here to keep Frozen at bay in the early stages. If he gets a bit skittish and drops the Molotov early, the tell of the T-sided Molly will not force out one of his own, and all his teammates will follow up with the nades to hold them back.
Good damage. And finishes it off as well. It dunks on Rain. Make sure that one bullet headshot comes through. And now mousesports have done it again. They've lost the last round at a situation like this. Let's see if FaZe have got any more tricks up their sleeve, any more Nico 181 taps. It does seem unlikely to count on something like that twice in 2 rounds.
Yeah, I didn't think it was possible last time. It was the same trio alive, wasn't it?
That's true.
Coldzera, Brokey, and Nico. A very tall order ahead of them. The tallest of orders.
Yeah, this one's like well above average, like 6'2".
At least a 6'2". Smoke towards CT spawn. So you get the lineup there, you can crouch it on the corner or stand up like that. Cold Chris J will be taking the head off Coldzera. And this flashbang looks too good. Carrigan's gonna swing on it, get 2 kills presumably. And not quite. Brokey will hold on for dear life, and I say that, and I really mean it. He's got 4 HP as he'll find himself towards the pit position and the AWP on his back. But unfortunately for him, mousesports will be picking this round up. It's just a matter of whether he keeps the AWP at this stage, which is looking unlikely. Rops is homing in on his position.
They can't really throw away their guns at this point.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, they can't really justify a full-on hunt for him. But maybe there's a way they get him down.
He spams through the door right now. He could get the kill.
Yeah.
I know he has absolutely no idea that's a possibility, but he's done it after the time.
Chad called it. Clip it.
Oh, Brokey.
Look at his money.
As the money is rolled, that's sick.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that was actually huge. Okay, so he did spam the doors towards the end. That was the only way. Chad was not exaggerating whatsoever. The only way he gets that kill, he spams at the very end. Nice catch on the replay as well. Thank you very much. 12-11, we're going to have number 24 coming through and a full eco of FaZe after a very disappointing, gut-wrenching finish to round number 23.
He's just burning to death.
Die there? Okay. 12 HP. I guess he just wanted that 1D real bad.
There's not many other opportunities considering what they've brought into this round, to be fair. Like, you've got catching someone off guard when they don't expect it with a Molotov down, or maybe, just maybe, grouping up as a unit and overwhelming. But I don't see a way in which the current setup on the right-hand side of your screen is going to get overwhelmed all too easily. Double AWPs as well.
Yeah, it's another tough one, right? The thing is, the deagles on FaZe are potent. We've seen it throughout this series. There's no question mark there. But to hit these kind of shots against a world-class opponent on the other side of things, that's where the scales do start to tip here. I'm curious, going forward, if they'll even get the bomb down like they were lucky to do last time off the back of Brokey, I believe it was.
3 members on A. And that's a perfect flashbang. Voxic through it. It's Frozen to knock him down. No issues.
Every kill seems like it's met with a flash assist of some variety on the side of Mouse.
I said that on train as well.
Very tidy.
They've worked together before they take these swings, and that's why I think they're such an efficient unit. The Carrigan system, it's all based around working off each other.
Yeah.
It's crossfires, taking attention away from the choke points and flashing each other in when you do commit. Currently 3 players on mousesports with 4 or more flash assists. There we go.
There it is.
Perfectly. Carrigan 4, Chris J 4, Voxig 7.
7.
Well spotted, Chad. They're definitely been a massive part of their game.
I think here, when we were at this point in the half, when FaZe were really putting the hurt onto mousesports, the change we saw was more mid to B plays, right? We saw more playing with the rotation and the isolation of the B defenders. So maybe FaZe will look to do something similar as we continue this very strange day of mimicking one another's little approaches and tendencies and even round outcomes.
Yeah, it has been an odd one. These two teams are more similar than they perhaps realize.
Who will be taking this third and final map here? First showing in EPL for mousesports so far. FaZe Clan already bested Tyloo 2-0, a game you'd expect them to win. I'm not sure anyone could really say definitively who would come out on top between these two. And of course, here we are on the third and final map. It couldn't be closer, 12-12. And we're at a bit of a standstill. Default setup for FaZe. B split looking likely with the bomb down towards tunnels. 2 players behind it.
Perfect
Showing a bit of
read.
presence towards A, and they have got 3 players in the B bomb site. You're absolutely dead on there. Orp watching the tunnels. That's going to be Chris J, 15 kills to his name. No Robs in the cubby this time. He'll be watching towards middle from the double doors, and Frozen, he'll be at the car. They're going to have to walk in B. They have to just dribble smoke it. Yep, this is pretty much all they can do. There'll be some mid presence there, but the 3 setups, 3-man setup towards B, it looks very good. They still have utility of this as well. Robs has a smoke. He'll use that towards the doors when they come in from the middle.
This slow stuff is no good.
25. We've seen FaZe punished for running this clock down before. A fantastic flash. Chris J will not be able to support, but will they check Frozen out? They're coming in from middle. All their backs are turned. They're switching to the bomb already. Frozen takes 2. There's more. Chris J's doing it as well. And in perfect unison, mousesports will secure the 13th round. It looked like it was FaZe's all over.
B set up.
Yeah.
I want to see Chris J, because he's got 1 HP at this point. Does he get all 3 with 1 HP? My goodness, he's done well again. The Flying Dutchman is sailing.
That is kind of insane, isn't it? Well, they're going to be down to partial buy territory once again. It's the B bomb
FaZe are
site.
screwed. That's
a fortress, and you might be right. They've got PT-50s and Deagles, but you know what? If ever there was a team to make this work, FaZe might be up there in the conversation. B split again. Like I said, they'd like to go fast through middle on the FaZe side. This is no different. Pretty basic approach here.
Yeah, looks a little custom fit. And Chris J's being tested again, and they're strafing it as best as they can. Finally, Chris J falls, but it is all in vain. It should be Robs to tidy this one up. Olaf's got no health. And so 1 bullet from his M4 should tidy it up. Of course, perfect shot to the head, just for good measure. We have 14 now to 12. 2 more from mousesports securing this series. Carrigan versus his old team, FaZe. And mousesports in total are looking very poised to collect it. They do have 2 orbs again in play. And admittedly, Chris J is the one that's turning my head.
I don't know which direction FaZe can go right now. They tried the long play, they got shut down. The only gun round that they have in their back pocket is a 3-on-5 situation that you could say mousesports squandered, or it came down to a single kill, and that's Nico hitting a 180 on a dime right there with Rops coming in behind. So
yeah,
FaZe are trying long again. This time round, Rain will make it to the bin, smokes himself, so at least they have that map control, and that's going to keep these CTs busy over towards long while they take cat in middle, but Rops, he's there!
Nico always Molotovs that position. He always spams it as well, and when he's not there to take care of it, it all falls apart. They know Rain is stuck behind this smoke as well. They guaranteed it, and there's the kill. mousesports looking for a series point here, and they've made them look foolish in the process. This was an underwhelming round from FaZe. Not checking the common angles, being absolutely out positioned towards long, and at this stage, a run boost. I think he even hits this. Voxy doesn't quite connect. He's going to throw a smoke on the side just to find a little bit more time. He gets 1 more kill to call the round done. Trying to deny the plan the best he can, but they actually are potentially throwing this. But as I say that, it will be a nice finish there. 15-12. Money at the absolute bottom of the barrel. They have got maximum loss bonus, but no plant behind. There'll be AK's armor and not much else. Certainly won't have the AWP.
This is it again.
So
Robson's POV.
where's even the flash? Like, no one's even face checking it if they've just overlooked the position entirely at the most important round of the game.
Yeah, I think, look, this is just me trying to justify that scenario right there. They're assuming they're setting 2 players over towards B because the last couple of rounds they were conditioning B with fast plays, but now the Hail Mary out towards long in front of the Molotov, yet another opening for mousesports.
There.
Yeah, and there's not much left in terms of resources for the FaZe side. Scouts, Gilils, 2 smokes, and a Molotov. In terms of the positioning, Chris J holds towards upper B. Hasn't fully committed, as you can see there. Just watching for any T's, trying to probe for information. They're going to focus their efforts towards middle. They've got 2 smokes, make it 3 now. So they can do the double smoke towards CT spawn. That's normally their go-to. There's the first. Second will land on the boxes. Have they thrown both of them in the same position? No, they haven't. It did bounce up. So this is their normal B split coming through, but hasn't gone well at all. Frozen with the first, and Robs knows. He's seen this a few times. He's ready as they jump through the smoke.
Oh, he's done well to get into the site, though, in perfect sync with the flash. They'll clear him out now. A chance created by Rain. Where's that bomb? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Chris J's hit the shot on Rain. Coldzera locked in the B site without the one thing that makes it powerful. That bomb.
The bomb itself, yeah, that's a good point. There's not really much you can do with this. Not like you can get a cheeky plant and get us into a 1 versus 3. It's mousesports